Only two things separate me from TCG glory: a competitive deck and training. And yeah, I can whip out my debit card, go on TCG, and buy all the cards I need. But what kind of challenge would that be for the People's Champ? Starting with just 2 starter decks and a budget of $50 an episode, I will build a powerhouse deck and try to take down the competition. This is the Sealed Challenge, Fusion World.
So, last week went better than expected. We actually took a game down, which tells me one of two things. Either one, I'm a god tier TCG player, or more than likely two, the starter decks mashed together are actually a lot better than we expected. And so now that we are in week 2, I have gathered some sealed product to open up to try and boost our actual power level of this deck. So we picked up some new sealed product this week, notably the starter deck 1 with the original red Goku deck, the U7 deck, more specifically just for a couple of cards, notably the God Kamehameha card, which is a 2-drop removal card, but if you don't have any battle cards ready to go on your field, it reduces down to 1, making it a 1-drop spot removal. Really solid for the deck. And then there's also a couple things in there as well. You have the regular Kamehameha that I could use, and of course we have the Shin super combos that would pair up nicely with our Shin Searcher. The other sealed product that we did get was in fact ultra limited booster packs. We got 7 of them today, so we actually got a pretty decent value for our money there. I thought we were honestly going to get less, especially with the pack prices raising, and most notably what we're trying to get out of there is the 2-drop mini Goku Daima card. It is a self-awakener, and it also gets a 10k boost, making it a more viable threat. One thing that I noticed in the gameplay last week was that a lot of our bodies were sticking around the 15k to 20k range, making it harder to push in late game because our opponent's leader is when awakened is 20k. So base 15k, base 20k makes it really easy for our opponent to combo out, and it forces us to spend more cards from hand, especially with the 15k drops. They're good early game, but late game they kind of become a hindrance. We're also looking to pick up the 1-drop Shin Minis, which is a 10k combo or a on-demand minus 10k. You have to remove it from board, but I think it helps us move forward on the strategy of minusing cards down, making them easier to remove. There's also the other 1-drop Shin. We could use more of those. Those are the top 3 check that lets us search for a U7. And of course, we could pull more Wii super combos, making it more of a searchable super combo, which is always good in my opinion. There's also a little tech fun card that I looked up in the set, which was the 3-drop of Boonies. Now, those aren't searchable. They're not U7. They're not actually really in the archetype, but there is a cool interaction where if you have multiple of them in your hand, you play it out for 3, it plays out another 20k or less of Boonie. Which could allow us to flood the board for more swings, making the opponent deal with more pressure. Now, it's kind of garbage if we don't already have multiple of them, but hey, if bidding on our luck on our polls, we could pull multiple of them, and it may be worth playing. Now, there is another card, the 6-drop Zeno, which is sort of like an emergency board wipe. You play it out for 6 and minuses 25k. All other cards on the board, so ideally he'll be the only card on your field so you're not losing out. But really what we're honestly truly trying to shoot for in Ultra Limit is the SCR. Yes, the SCR is basically almost exactly the same thing as the Zeno, except it's more effective. It negates the first damage you take on your opponent's turn, and of course it gives the board a minus 25k. I'm really hoping that we can pull one of those. It would be even more incredible if we pulled an Altart SCR, or maybe even the God Rare. Now, if we pull the God Rare, as much as I want to sell it, I need it for the deck, and I will be playing a God Rare. So let's get to opening these packs. Alright, here we go. I have already opened up the sealed deck. I forgot to hit the record button, but I mean, I'm sure I'm not going to be lacing my starter decks with cards that are not in the deck. It'd be too easy to call out our code card. I believe this is energy card. Yeah, there's the energy card. And so this is the leader. We could actually, if we really wanted to, play this now that we have it in our pool, but this is kind of just worse Daima. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is that there are these 2-drop or these other 5-drop Son Gokus. They kind of do the same thing, but not really. Like this one minuses 5k or minuses 20k, not 5k. But the other one that we already have in our deck just kills a 20k or less. So depending on the situation, it could help. It could not. I may or may not play like a 2-2 split of these. We'll see, depending on how I feel. But these are potential. We got these 4 Gohans. I don't know if we're going to be playing anything like that. But here, the big thing that we're looking to play is we could grab these Shins. I'm probably going to, because we have a lot of Shins in our deck already. This is a searchable super combo as it is Universe 7, especially if you pull more of those 1-drop Shins at top 3. There's nothing really too much that I remember right offhand in this starter deck. There's a lot of vanillas. I mean, you could play a critical 20k Beerus, but not really. And then, of course, more of the Angry Vegetas. We saw those in action. And here are the cards that I'm specifically looking for. We got 2 Kamehamehas. This is just sort of an activate battle to give us a 15k power boost and then minus 5k on an opponent's battle card. But more importantly, the God Kamehamehas. Luckily, with this starter deck, you get 4 of them, so you get the whole play set. Kills a 30k or less. I mean, for a 1, especially if we don't have any, or well, 2 for 2, but for 1 if we don't have any battle cards on the field. So you always want to start your turn with this if you don't already have battle cards on the field. So that is exactly what we're trying to grab from the starter deck. These are the kind of the real potentials. We're probably going to be replacing the Shins, the super combos with the Shins, so that we can actually search it out with the Shin Searcher. But this is really all we needed. We may or may not cannibalize this deck for more cards, but in all honesty, probably not. Now here is our bonus pack. This is just an alt art, but it'd be really sick if we got an alt art God Kamehameha. That would be pretty pimp. We're going to keep the suspense here. Oh, shit. Card drop. And it is an alt art 5-drop. So now I have kind of more of a reason to play it. I mean, if we do a 2-2 split of this. So awesome. Always love an alt art, especially if a pretty playable one, I think. At least in our situation. Now we got to our 7 packs of Ultra Limit. Here's hoping that we pull an SCR, or at least some of the support that we're looking for. If we start, and really there's some new adventure cards that have a lot more support for the Diamond deck, but because of the new set, it has the red SCR that we're looking to play, so I wanted to start here. So we got more of those Android 17s. This one's based on if your leader is awakened, it gets a 10k power, making it 25. So we could be playing this to replace make ourselves a base arch enemies team up. We're not going to be playing that because we're not going to have a freeze in it. Well, we could. I don't know if we will though, but we could. Shansa, 20k base, can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills. Probably not, but you never know. I'm always looking at, red cards. Then we got our rare yellow Vegeta. We're not in yellow. And we got a Alt Art SR Sun Goku. I mean, can't get mad at an Alt Art. I mean, with the rules, we can't trade this away, but it is nice to have in the binder. Put that off the side. Next pack.
Editing Brent from the future here. Unfortunately, right as I was opening this pack, my phone died. All I can say is that you're going to have to take my word for it. I did not tamper with this pack. I did not pre-check the pack. The only thing that I did that is remotely weird looking, and I know it doesn't really help my case here, is I just moved the code card from the back to the front to cover the front card so that we could all be surprised. I mean, obviously I seen the first card because it was the first card on top, but I did not mess with this pack other than just sitting it down on the table when I noticed my phone wasn't, I noticed right away that my phone died because I was staring at it and I literally was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to press on because this series means a lot to me because it's something that I wanted to do for a very long time. So on my honor as a human being, on my honor as the people's champion, even though it's a funny meme title, haha, but I do kind of take it seriously because it's to me, it means something. I did not do anything to this pack to seed the sealed series. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. So let's just press forward and hope that this never happens again. Enjoy.
Extreme Ultra Instinct is our rare. And then our last card is no fucking way. No, God, no. See, are you serious? On the pack that I had to have my phone fucking die? This is fucking... See, now no one's gonna believe me. Why? I had the weirdest fucking luck. I mean, this is sick. Like, it's not the God Rare. No, yeah, it's not the God Rare, but the Alt Art SCR. Like, this is frustrating because no one's gonna believe that I didn't tamper with this. I mean, fucking fantastic, but why did they make the Alt Art look exactly like the God Rare? I don't know. Fire fucking pull. I mean, we already got an Alt Art, and then we got the Alt Art SCR. This is insane. I've never been more pissed off to pull an SCR because no one's gonna believe that this is real. It's kind of fucked up because in the intro I dropped all those packs. Why when my phone dies does that happen? Alright, let's continue on, I guess. Jesus. No one's gonna believe that. That's unfucking believable. Alright, we got Piccolo, Grand Supreme Kai, New Planet Tuffle, Majin Buu, Turles, Baby, another Great Priest, Beerus. Discard one card from your hand, choose all your opponent's bet. So this is a board wipe, but I don't know if this would be worth the board wipe because 15k power or less is kind of but could see play in our deck. Then we got our one drop Shin that we talked about, and a Super Baby One and code card. That's so frustrating, dog. Like, that really is. Alright, let's keep going. Listen. Next pack, Piccolo, Chaozu, South Supreme Kai, New Planet Tuffle, Self-Destructing Cyberman, Dispo, Kibito, Baby Possessed Boy Form, Super Sigma, Vegeta. When attacking, chooses one of your opponent's battle cards and gets negative 15. Not for a 4-drop. Green Piccolo Mini Daima Rare. Not really playable in our deck. And then we got the 3-drop. Okay, what do you got? This wasn't the Majin Buu that was fucking this up in the last episode and code card. Jesus. I'm upset. I really am upset. That kind of fucks my whole like mood up. Like, I don't know how to feel it because it's like, oh yeah, really great. You pulled a dope ass SCR alt art, but your phone dies, so no one's gonna believe you. Chaozu, Son Goku, opponent's turn, Tefl, Kibito Kai, Hercule, Shin, Dispo, Super Oob, Beerus, Board Wipe, Trunks Youth, Zeno emergency button basically, and then Bulma Mini Daima. So that is another card we could fuck around with. Oh my god. If I sound a little congested, I am getting over being sick. I was sick like almost like the day after our last episode. I got sick. Alright. Second to last pack. I don't know how we're going to top that, but Yamcha, South Supreme Kai, Son Gohan Adolescence, Mana, Android 18, Bayteen right there, Baby, Hercule, Tien Shinhan, Blind Spot Absorption, Tapo, another Zeno emergency button, and a Piccolo. I mean, other than we haven't really pulled much in the way of like boosting our power other than the SCR and then like a couple of like the cards from the starter deck and a couple of cards we pulled. Would have liked to see a little bit more, but I can't complain. I mean, it's hard. Like I'm so split on what just happened here. Kibito Kai. This is our last pack. Invasion of the Saiyans. Dr. Mew. Android 17. I wish that was on our turn to make him more of an aggressive. Self-Destructing Cyberman, Fortune Teller Baba, Dabura, Master Roshi, Trunks Youth. Our rare is Vegeta, and a 1-drop Shin Daima that we talked about. So we did pull a little bit of stuff for us. So, we got the Alt Art SR for Green Goku. I think this is, the Green Goku deck. I can't remember what the deck's for. We got this gorgeous card here. I mean, you ask for an SCR and you get it. It'd be even more crazy if there's a God Rare. I'm not, beggars can't be choosers. I mean, I wish we could get that on everything in one fluid opening. We pulled the Shin Mini Daima 1-drop. We pulled a couple of Zenos. We pulled the 1-drop Shin to top check. And then we got the starter deck cards with the Alt Art. The God Commands we were looking for, and then our replacement super combos to be searchable, and some starter SRs that we could see play in. We may switch, do like a 2-2 split. So, I mean, without further ado, let's get to building. All right, guys, we have just got done deck building. Just go over the list really quick before we head off to locals. So we're playing the 1-drop Cantrip, the Sunny Goten minis. And then next up, we got 2 of the Shin top 3 checks for U7. This will help us search any U7 cards that we had, or the super combos. And of course, we're still playing 4 of the 2-drop crit Vegetas because I enjoy crit pressure. Then we got 3 of the Chi-Chi blocker Daimas. And then we got 2 of the Krillins that I give 25, or gives itself 15k. There's a 25k or more. 2 of the Android 18 Self Awakeners. 3-drop Piccolos. We got 3 of those. And then we got 4 of the Android 17s that give itself plus 5k on your turn to make it higher pressure, and it is a Self Awakener. Then we got 4 of the SRs from the starter deck, the Shins. Then we got 4 of the 4-drop Son Gohan 30k criticals. Then we got 2 splits of the 5-drop double strike Gokus, both from the starter decks, and of course we're playing the alt art because of course we are. I just kind of want to test this out so that we could try out and see if it matters with the minus 20k versus just popping a 20k. And it is honestly, just kind of going to be an interesting thing to try out because I could see the utility for both, but effectively they're almost the exact same card. 35k double strikes, and then of course, either removing a 20k or minusing 20k power from a body. This could help try to remove an SCR, or kill a 20k just by minusing it. Then we are playing 2 of the Zeno 6-drops that are sort of the emergency minus 25k, to the board. And then, of course, we are playing 4 of our preferred super combos, which is Shin. It's a U7. It is searchable off of that Shin 1-drop. I was going to play the Whis, but I think because we have so many Shins in the deck, I just want to keep the flavor up and have our boy Shin, and Whis is a fuckboy. So, and of course, we have the addition of the 4 God Kamehamehas from the starter deck 1s. This is just super dope removal for on the cheap. And of course, lastly, we have the power poles from the starter decks from the Goku set. I prefer activate battle effects, so it's a little bit more tricky, a little bit more things you can do on battle, so they're not necessarily expecting it. The Nimbuses are, they're telegraphed. You have to set up the fact that you are doing it. And then I just kind of prefer, activate battle speed, especially coming from Masters. The interaction in this game is very small. It's one thing I'm trying to get used to. When people are swinging at me, I'm always waiting, or if I'm swinging at them, I'm always waiting for the no negates, no combos kind of thing. But you just swing and decide how much you want to combo. So let's go ahead and get all set up and take this to locals. So to address the elephant size problem in the room, as you noticed in the deck list we are missing a very important key card. We are missing this guy, the secret rare alt art that we did pull. I pulled it legitimately, but considering the circumstances with the pull, with my phone dying and with it looking sus as hell, and I just kind of didn't feel right without it, with just throwing it into the list without the confidence of you guys behind me. So basically what I had thought about after talking about it was with a couple of people, I'm basically going to leave it up to you. What is going to be the fate of this card? I would love to be able to play it. It is very important to the list. It would give me a well-needed power boost, but the fact of the matter is I don't want anybody questioning whether or not I actually pulled this properly. So let me know down in the comments below, do I get to play this card, or does it get locked away in a binder forever to remind myself, always charge my phone before recording? Anyway, let's get to locals.
So unfortunately, we did not make it to locals this week. It was part of the goal, but I unfortunately overslept. Third shift life makes it kind of difficult to make it to these things. It's my fault. Next time I will definitely get some actual locals gameplay. But as you can see here, I was able to get some casual gameplay with our buddy Ben. The early game for me was just charging one, playing a Goten down, getting a draw and passing. This turn, he just charges an Earth-Destroying Blast, plays out an 18, searches another Earth-Destroying Blast, passes it over to me. One thing I learned from the first game is that I need to kill this ramp deck as soon as possible, so I played a lot more aggressively from the rip. So turn 2, I dropped down the Vegeta crit, 2-drop, 15k, and I just immediately started swinging, throwing down the Goten 5k, just to make sure I make him push through this damage or probably either combo out of his hand. Either way, he's losing cards. So Ben does the smart thing and takes the damage instead of dropping cards from hands. He crits a Hercule, and then shortly after I follow up with another leader swing just so I can get a draw in and get some more damage, which he takes pretty quickly after. So Ben has a hate boner for crit damage, so he quickly charges and swings immediately at the Vegeta, comboing away the 1-drop 18 Searcher so that he could get rid of Leslie. And I learned from my last game to just let these early gate cards go. Don't try to combo out of them too hard.
Not today, sir. Not today.
Now this card here, the Android 18 2-drop, that allows him to draw a card if he's at 6 energy or more, which doubling his hand advantage that he gains from both that card and the leader card. So we got to take care of this problem. Ben quickly passes over to us as he does not want to swing with that Android 18 because he does not want me swinging into her, but he'll learn real quickly that I have other means of getting rid of his meal ticket there. God Kamehameha. Following up the God Kamehameha, I throw in some extra bad manners and drop down another 2-drop crit Vegeta, sending Ben into agony. Then shortly after, swinging with the lead, drawing a card, letting him take another life, hoping that he doesn't draw anything good, and then I follow up with another 2-drop Vegeta swing, just 15k no combos to see if he drops a card from hand, and he surprisingly takes the damage, sending the turn back over to Ben, leaving him at 4 life, getting him down a lot faster than I did before. He quickly charges, swings his leader into my Vegeta. He does not want that sticking on the board, doesn't combo into it though, sending me into a decision of whether or not I wanted to save my other 2-drop Vegeta, but I opt to let it go. So Ben, on his turn, after clearing my 2-drop Vegeta, throws down a Dr. Giro's lab to be able to enable his ramp using his energy marker, cracking it to pay green, not 6, just a green, and then follows it up with a 1-drop Roshi to be able to switch out his energy. Ben shortly sends it back over to our turn where I charge my 4th energy, and I wanted to give him a problem immediately. I slammed down a 4-drop 30k Son Gohan crit damager. Knowing that Ben really hates taking crit damage, I wanted to force him to make a decision if he wanted to focus his fire on that Gohan. Swinging in with the Gohan 30k, he awakens his leader, ponders his option, but he doesn't want to combo out of that quite yet. He takes the damage. Now my next swing here with the leader, I do question a little bit. I swung it just to draw a card because I wasn't going to miss a card draw. We send our turn back over to Ben where he charges down, ramps up with Dr. Giro's lab, plays down another Roshi to cycle in energy. Ben shows us the ultimate disrespect by swinging his leader at my Gohan, combos away the 2 Roshis and throws down a Earth-destroying blast extra card, making it a 60k swing. I am most certainly not comboing out of that. Rude. Ben sends the turn back to me where I have a huge decision to make. I need to figure out how to put some pressure on him while getting to an awakened condition. So I play out the 3-drops 17 and the 2-drop 18 that both allow me to self-awaken. So I take 2 lives and establish a board presence, and then I get to swing and put more pressure on his leader. I followed up the Android 18 swing with a leader swing to draw a card, and then I comboed away a baby Goten to make the swing actually matter, to either get a damage off or force Ben to give me a card, though I'm not too sure that this was a smart idea. Maybe I should have comboed on an 18 swing or maybe even the 17 swing to force the issue, but I'm not really too sure. I just know that I didn't think I was going to be playing the 1-drops anytime soon, so I just wanted to put more pressure on him. I thought maybe him dropping a card to me would help in the hand advantage disparity because my hand size really wasn't as good as his. I don't have a lot of draw power in this deck that I'm noticing. Maybe that's something I need to alleviate in the updates to come. We finish off our turn by sending the Android 18 25k into his leader. Again, this is where I think I should have used that 1-drop to combo into making a 30k, but it ultimately didn't end up mattering as he drops down his Earth-destroying blast extra card to really boost his leader to combo out of it and ramp another energy. After we send the turn back over to Ben, he charges another energy, and this is the point to where I really start to think that I've lost this game on board. He ramps with Dr. Giro's lab and then throws down an 8-drop, killing my 17. and things really start to get out of hand from here. Ben here is putting me in a real tough decision, swinging with these big 45k Brolys. I'm taking damage just so I can awaken, and take another damage just so I can get cards and combo in hand, just to see if I could do anything about this 8-drop Broly. Again, it's looking pretty bleak. So Ben passes it over to us on our last turn of the game. We are stuck in a decision. Do we play all-out defense or play all-out offense? I should have played all-out offense, as he's at 3 life himself, and I could have put combo pressure in to get him down to 2, as I had the 5-drop Goku in hand that has double strike, and I had a decent-sized grip to be able to combo up, putting him on better, putting him on the ability to combo out. I don't know if I would have won because he had a pretty large hand size himself, but it was my only shot. But unfortunately, my brain said do both, so I played a 2-drop Chi-Chi with blocker and draws a card, and then I play out a 4-drop Gohan with crit to try to put pressure on him that way. I activate the main on the leader to give the Gohan 5k and I minus his Broly 5k for no apparent reason, just because it's part of the effect. Swing with the leader to draw a card, and I don't think I actually combo into it. He combos out, and then I swing with Gohan, and try to get a life out of him, which he effectively combos out with a super combo, and then he proceeds to crack back on the end and destroy my face. I ended up taking a life down to 2 just to try to add more combo power, because at the time I think I had enough combo power in hand to combo out of 2 Broly swings if he did nothing else, if he didn't combo into them. And I was pretty much dead on board because I didn't kill that turn. So effectively we went 0-2 and lost this week.
So one of the biggest things that I learned this week on the episode is that I need to establish a better game plan for the deck. I think what I want to do now is find an actual deck list to work towards, so that we could actually start, instead of randomly buying packs, that we could actually start buying and planning the packs that we need to buy versus just seeing what we can build as we go. I think there are a lot of good deck lists for the starter deck leader out there. I'm going to do a little bit of studying and be able to make a real game plan. The other things that we learned is that I do definitely need to leave my phone on the charger so that we don't have any mishaps with pack openings. Definitely let me know what you guys think we should do down in the comments below. And as always, I appreciate the support and love of all the people who have given this series a chance. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, this is the People's Champ, signing off.